Hi friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today is Sunday, which means we're getting ready for another week's worth of meals for the family. But that also means that today is not my day to cook. So there won't be any recording of me cooking today, but I am going to share our meal. As you guys know, my mom stays with us and she is so great and so wonderful that she relieves me on the weekends and will cook on Saturdays and Sundays if necessary. So I wanted to share with you all her meal that she prepared today. If she was more keen to the camera, I would record her fixing it, but she doesn't like it yet. One day we'll get her there. But let's just go ahead and show you what we're eating for dinner today. Okay, so we have a stuffed shells dish here. Looks so delicious. I can't wait. As you can see, somebody has already hit it. We've got another meal here, which is cabbage and sausage. Can't wait to have some of that as well. And we have some garlic bread, cheesy garlic bread. So the first meal I made this week is a Caesar chicken. So what I have here is like a 9 by 13 pan, and I'm just coating the bottom of it with my Kerrygold butter. If you guys don't know, Kerrygold is the best daggone butter that you can use. And so after I have buttered my pan, I am going to flatten my chicken breasts, and I have 5 chicken breasts, and I'm just basically pounding out in some Ziploc bags with my cast iron skillet. So you just want to pat them all out, if you use 3 or use 5, until they're all about the same thickness. This way that they cook up the same approximate time when you put them in the oven. So after you've banged them out, you want to lay them out on a sheet pan. So here are the seasonings that I'm going to be using. And also, guys, this is not my recipe. As always, any recipe that I get inspiration from, I will link that down below so that you can have exact measurements, but I do not use exact measurements. Now, I will tell you, I had to improvise with this. I had to season the chicken and kind of beef it up a little bit. So you're not going to see all of this if you follow the recipe to a science, but I will tell you, if you follow what I did, this is going to be delicious. So just don't skip on it. Just do what I do. So this is just salt, pepper, garlic, and paprika. I am just generously giving it a sprinkle on each side. As you can see, I'm doing this. What I do to this side, I am going to do the exact same thing to the second side. So just make sure you do a good job with the seasoning, guys. Don't skip on the seasoning, because this is chicken breast, and who wants dry, dull, thick chicken breasts? Not I. So you again just flip it over and do the same to the next side of the chicken. All right, now that the chicken is seasoned, we want to go ahead for our Caesar salad dressing that we're going to coat the chicken with. So just a couple of ingredients, actually a few ingredients that you'll need. You need a bottle of Caesar salad dressing, you'll need some shredded Parmesan cheese, and you'll need a little bit of sour cream. Now, my bottle said this was a 12-ounce bottle, but I only got 8 ounces. Did you guys see that? Only 8 ounces came out of this bottle. So just use the full 12-ounce. If you get the Caesar salad from Aldi, just pour the whole bottle in. Next, you want to just use a couple of dollops of sour cream. I think I used maybe 3 dollops here. Excuse me, guys. You can hear my phone going off in the background. So you just want to mix in the sour cream and give it a nice little swerve. Now, what I did is I tasted my salad dressing prior to me pouring it, and I knew right away that it was going to need just a teensy weensy little bit more salt. So that's why you saw me put the salt in the actual mixture here. So taste whatever brand you're going to use, and you decide whether or not you need any additional salt added to it. Now, because you want this to have Parmesan chicken on both sides of your chicken, you're just going to sprinkle a little bit of that Parmesan in the bottom of that dish so that it coats the bottom side of the chicken. Now, once you've done that, you just want to go ahead and lay in all your chicken breasts and try to give them a little bit of space in between each breast. That way they don't have any issues cooking up at the same time. Again, it's the issue of overcrowding the pan. You just want to make sure there's a little bit of space. Give them bad boys a little space just to cook at the right or at the same temperature as all the other ones in the pan. So now we're just going to drizzle over the Caesar salad dressing. And after you've poured all of that in, you just want to pop this in the oven and you want to bake it at 375 degrees for 30 minutes. So while that is actually in the oven, I have paired this with some cream spinach. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this cream spinach. So I have cut green leaf spinach in the bag as well as in the little block. You know, the little block that you get like this at Kroger. This is what I had in the freezer. So you could definitely use fresh, or you can use, 2 or 3 blocks or 2 or 3 bags of the chopped leaf spinach. So you just need a little bit of water and you just want to bring it to a boil. And here, because I had that block, it was kind of firm and frozen together. So you just want to loosen that up as much as you can, spread it out so that it all cooks evenly and it is tender. Now, after it has cooked and you've drained all the excess water, I just like to add butter and 1 or 2 slices of American cheese to mine, guys. Now you can leave the cheese out, but to me that's just the best way to do your cream spinach. And you just want to hit it with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and that is cream spinach. Now I'm finished making my cream spinach and the chicken is actually ready to come out as well. So when you pull it out, you just want to use a little bit of that juice that's in the bottom of the pan and just ladle it over each piece of chicken. And this is just to kind of give it a little juiciness so it's not all, dry, and it's pretty as well. After you've done that, you just want to take a reserve of your Parmesan cheese and sprinkle it over each chicken breast that you have here. So just spread it out evenly among, if you have 3 chicken breasts, 4 or 5, just make sure that you spread it out evenly. Pop this back in the oven on broil just long enough for it to brown, just like this. Guys, this chicken was really, really good. This was a really good find on Pinterest. I will link it down below, but definitely doctor it up a little bit so your season is on point like mine was. Now, moving on, my next dinner that I prepared was a 1-pot dinner. It was a turkey, a ground turkey dish. I can't remember the name of it, but I will have it linked down below. And these are all the ingredients that you will need. Don't be intimidated. There are quite a few, but again, you guys know that you can leave anything off if you need to. So I have about 3 pounds of ground turkey here that I am just browning up. Now, everyone knows how to brown ground turkey and ground beef. But what I am doing here is I am going in with all those seasonings that you just saw. Again, link down below for a list of the seasonings that I am using. And I am eyeballing this. And I will go ahead and tell you, I had to taste. Ground turkey is one of those tricky ground meats that you really want to taste it after it's done to make sure that you don't need to add any additional seasoning. And I did do this. After I added all these seasonings and it was brown, I went ahead and added a few more ingredients and tasted it a little bit more. And at the final version of it, guys, I had doctored this up with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but all of the same ingredients that are going to be listed down below. I didn't add anything to it. I just had to keep adding until the taste was right for me. Now, once it is brown, you want to add a little bit of garlic, minced garlic. You can use fresh if you have it. You want to add your chopped up red onions, and you also want to add your can of diced tomatoes. Now, we're not big on tomatoes, so I didn't put a lot in there, but you can definitely dump the whole can in if your family likes the tomatoes. Now, once it's all browned up, you want to get rid of any excess oil that's in the pot by draining it or spooning it off. And then you want to add in your pasta. Now, because we have a family of 7, I used a whole pound of the penne pasta, and the recipe does not call for that. So you will have to adjust that if your family is smaller. And I also needed to add a little bit more of the chicken stock in order to just cover the dish itself. So I added enough chicken stock so that it was even with the meat once I covered it. Okay, so you just want to let that cook until the pasta is al dente or a little bit over al dente for me, because you know I don't like my stuff crunchy like that. And you just want to add your heavy cream and add it enough so that it is creamy. So I had to add just a little pinch more. But then this is the point, guys, where I started tasting it and I added more seasoning when I felt like I needed. Now the next to the last step here is just to add some fresh spinach, and this is just going to wilt in. You can literally turn the pot off at this point and wilt in the fresh spinach. And the last item that you want to put on is just some cheese. Now I had provolone cheese that I had left over, but you can use mozzarella if you like. And this is the dish. It was another hit. I did not have any complaints, and we had this for at least one additional meal the next day. I think a couple of us had this for lunch the next day. Now, my last meal that I cooked, and I'm doing a lot today or this week, guys, because I usually only do about 3, but I received these pre-made patties in my butcher box. I had forgot about them, and Saturday we wanted a quick meal, so I just whipped these buddies out of the freezer and threw them on the cast iron skillet. Just used some pepper and some seasoned salt and grilled them up on the stove. Threw me some French fries in my air fryer and let that cook. And literally, guys, you're talking about a 20-minute meal. These burgers were delicious. Again, no complaints whatsoever. So that was my week this week, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure that you leave your comments down below and you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already a subscriber. And don't forget to follow me over on my Instagram at Shay's Country Kitchen. Until the next time, see you guys soon. Bye-bye.